The woman just wanted to check if the nanny was taking good care of her child. She never expected to witness something impossible, her deceased husband appearing in the footage. Lisa immediately ran to ask her daughter if her father had returned to hold her, but the girl shook her head in denial. Yet the person in the surveillance video was unmistakably her husband. Lisa hurried back to the bedroom to check her husband's closet. Sure enough, the clothes her husband had been wearing in the footage were missing from the wardrobe. Just then, the nanny returned from grocery shopping. Lisa quickly asked her to look at what was happening. At first, the nanny pretended not to understand, but when Lisa pressed her, the nanny immediately acted as if she was ready to confess, saying they should sit down with a glass of water to talk. However, Lisa never imagined that as she turned around after getting the water, the nanny would spray pepper powder in her face and then grab her bag and flee. With no other choice, Lisa first had to rinse her eyes. But unexpectedly, the sheriff handling her husband's case suddenly paid her a visit. Lisa prepared to show the sheriff the surveillance footage, only to discover the memory card had been taken by the nanny. The nanny's unusual behavior convinced Lisa that her husband must still be alive, and that the nanny definitely knew the truth. However, the sheriff didn't quite believe Lisa's story. He even suspected that Lisa had killed her own husband because the killer had used a Glock 9mm handgun, and Lisa, a former distinguished veteran, happened to have one in her collection. The sheriff requested to inspect her weapon collection. A cabinet full of guns was enough to demonstrate how accomplished Lisa had once been. But the sheriff wasn't interested in that. Instead, he looked at a box nearby, which contained the same model of handgun used to kill Lisa's husband. The sheriff immediately demanded to take it back to the station for testing. However, as the sheriff was rushing back to the station, an accident occurred. His car spun out of control and crashed into a roadside barrier. At that moment, the sheriff finally realized something.